honest men who were sitting at the entrance of the gate began to ask themselves a question. Look at the question in verse 3. The question was, why sit we here and die? Why should we sit here and die? They had came to the conclusion that sooner or later they were going to die anyways of the disease, but they also came to the conclusion that staying where they were and dying was not going to be an option. Why sit we here and die? They decided they were no longer willing to sit there with a victim mentality and have a pity party about their circumstance, and they were going to do something about it. Why sit we here and die? How many know if you want change, you've got to make a decision that staying where you are cannot be an option? You've got to convince yourself that there are other choices rather than sitting here feeling sorry for yourself. There are other options other than just sitting there feeling depressed and having a pity party about how jacked up your life ended up. There are other decisions you can make besides holding grudges and having an attitude against whoever and whatever it was that caused you to wind up in your dilemma. Why sit there and die? Sitting here is making you miserable. Sitting there is causing you to become frustrated. Just sitting there makes you think about your past failures and where you messed up and where you went wrong and all the mistakes you made, how you fell. It's time to step out of your comfort zone. How many know that in order to get to the next level of your life, you cannot get there by staying where you are? Tell somebody it's time to make your move. There comes a time in life where you have to come out of your comfort zone and step out. There comes a time when you have to take a risk. Come on, somebody. I know it's not comfortable because you're comfortable where you are, but there comes a time where you have to say, I'm coming out this box and I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to remove the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, and I'm going to step out. Come on, church. There comes a time where you have to do something that you've never done before, and you've got to tell yourself, I don't know where I'm going, and I may not see where I'm going, but I refuse to stay here where I am. Why should I sit here and die? I'm getting up from here. Lord, there's so much revelation in there. It's blowing my mind. Tell somebody, I may not know where I'm going, but I refuse to stay here and die. I'm getting up from here. Can you clap your hands, somebody? I want you to understand something, my brothers and sisters. I need you to understand something, that the entire city, Brother Bobby, was blessed. Why? Because 4 victims of circumstance decided to get up from where they were and make a change. They didn't know what was waiting for them until they changed their mind. If you're always going to be in the same place, you know what's waiting for you. But when you know that there's something in store for you, if you just change your mind about where you are, it'll make you take that risk and step out. I don't know what's waiting for me, but I know it's got to be something better than this. You know why? Because I'm better than this. Oh God, I wish I had somebody to tell 3 persons, I'm better than this. Come on, tell somebody, I'm better than this. And that's why God is sending me a word today, because he knows that I'm better than where I am, and I'm better than this. God set it up for their discovery to be the source. You got to hear me close. God set it up for their discovery to be the source of Samaria's blessing. Did you hear me? God set it all up for their discovery, not somebody that was in the city's discovery, but for the victim's discovery. Had they not decided to change their thinking and go into the enemy's camp, they would have not only died themselves, but many in the city of Samaria would have died of hunger right along with them. Their decision to make a change was tied to the deliverance of someone else. Come on, y'all got it yet? Y'all got it yet? My God, I feel the anointing right about now. Their deliverance to make a change was tied to the deliverance of someone else. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but your decision to rise up from where you are is directly tied to the deliverance of someone else. There's somebody connected to you that is waiting for you to lose the victim mentality and get up from where you are, because you are the source of their blessing. Lord, y'all got that yet? Come on, somebody. Tell somebody you are the source of someone else's blessing. My brothers and sisters, in my conclusion, you may think you're the only one with a sad story, but the reality is everyone has a sad story. Would you please look down your roll? Your roll is full of folks that got a sad story. So I just wanted to help those of you that thought you were the only one. Come on now. Yeah, everyone has a sad story. If they want to talk about it, they can talk about it, but they choose not to talk about it. But I need to give you a news flash that whatever you've been through and whatever you're going through, you're not the only one that's been through it, and you're not the only one going through it. You need to count your blessings, because there's somebody that's worse off than you. So get over yourself and get up from there. There comes a time when you have to grow up. Yes, that's right, I'm talking to you. You have to grow up and stop allowing yourself to be a perpetual victim, allowing yourself to be defined by society. Instead of using all your energies to recycle your pain, start using your energy to work your way out of your situation and of your circumstance. Everyone is not after you. The whole world is not against you. Everyone in the church is not a hypocrite. And everybody ain't looking at you funny. You may not be able to change where you've been, but baby, you can change where you're going. You've got to look at whatever that's holding you down and making you feel like a victim and say, I'm getting up from here. You may have to stop seeing yourself as a victim and stop talking like a victim. You have to break camp with people who always sees the negative and speak the negative, and look for someone going in the same direction. You need to find somebody going in the same direction as you and leave those other folks behind so that you can engage in a stimulating conversation instead of talking a bunch of gossip and nonsense. You need to hook up with somebody that can see the positive, that can hear the positive, that can experience the positive even in a negative situation. You need to get with somebody that's spiritually minded, who knows how to discover an opportunity even in the middle of a crisis. You've been wasting too much time with people who aren't going anywhere. You're driving behind a parked car. It's time to cut yourself loose from whatever and whoever is negative in your life and go into the camp of God's blessing and get all God has for you. You're too old to be still acting like a kid. It's time to stop blaming everybody else for your negative behavior and grow up and take responsibility for your own actions. It's time to make some changes in your life. It's time to position yourself for a turnaround. Your blessing is not coming to you. You have to get up and go get it for yourself. Okay, I know this word today may not make you feel comfortable. I know that I came to you down your street, but it's a word that will challenge you to change. It's a word that will push you in the direction of your destiny. If victim mentality is learned, that means it is possible for victim mentality to change. How many know that the word of God provokes change? It challenges our mindset to become transformed and renewed. It brings conviction to our conscience and makes us confront our issues. And the reason many of us are still sitting in the same place we were last year this time is because we were never challenged to change. But I got a word for you today. I got a word. You were never confronted to make a decision in the past. Anytime someone challenged you in the area where you were struggling, you got an attitude, you became defensive, and you resisted. But God is challenging you right now through his word in the that area of your limitation to rise up and make a change. God is challenging you to rise up in faith and declare, I refuse to stay where I am. Why should I sit here and die? I'm getting up from here. I may be abused. I may have been abused, but I'm getting up from here. I may have been molested, but I'm getting up from here. I may have been rejected, but I'm getting up from here. I may have been mistreated, but I'm getting up from here. I may have been hurt, but I'm getting up from here. I may be depressed, but I'm getting up from here. I may be discouraged, but I'm getting up from here. I may have failed, but I'm getting up from here. I may have fell down, but I'm getting up from here. I may be disabled, but I'm getting up from here. I may be old and in my 80s, but I'm getting up from here. I may be young, but I'm getting up from here. My children may have forsaken me. My children may have walked out on me. My friends may have turned their backs on me. But baby, I'm not going to sit here and die. I'm getting up from My situation may seem hopeless, but I'm getting up from here. My mother may be gone, but I'm getting up from here. My father may be gone, but I'm getting up from here. Grandmama may be gone, but I'm getting up from here. Somebody's joy is tied to my blessing. Somebody's deliverance is tied to my blessing. Somebody's destiny is tied to my blessing. I'm going to the enemy's camp and I'm taking what belongs to me. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm taking everything that belongs to me, and what God has for me, it is for me. Stand on your feet, grab your neighbor by the hand and say, neighbor, why sit there and die? Now pull on them and say, get up from there.